Welcome to Flyfisher-Tech, episode 2 on Western floating lines for Tenkara rods. I've been experimenting with using Western floating lines on my Tenkara rods for a while, and I wanted to make this video to, 1, discuss why you might consider using a PVC floating line on your Tenkara rod, 2, talk about the materials that I use, and 3, walk through the process so you can start building and testing your own. First, keep in mind that one of the main benefits of a Tenkara rod is its ability to cast extremely light lines. It accomplishes this through technique and the material properties of the rod tip. With lighter lines, it is the casting action itself that transfers and stores energy in the rod tip, allowing you to propel a relatively weightless line and flies. This is different from a Western style rod, which uses the weight of the line to transfer and store energy. And so the question is, why might you consider combining these two different mechanisms? In my experience, a heavier line is easier to control and more enjoyable to fish in windy conditions. I do a lot of fishing in the backcountry, and once you get up above the tree line, harsh winds are pretty much a given most of the time. Also, I think one of the most incredible things about using a Tenkara rod for fly fishing is cost. Fly fishing equipment is ridiculously expensive, and cost is a significant barrier of entry for most people. You can get exceptional performance out of less expensive rods using this sort of modified approach. With that said, what material should we use? And for the PVC floating line, I've heard of a lot of people using an old 3-weight line. You can do this if you have it. If you don't, I don't recommend going out and purchasing a traditional weight forward fly line. For 1, they're expensive, and 2, you have to deal with the taper, and so it's not a real efficient use of the materials. What I recommend using is a level floating line. It can be difficult to find, but I did find a few options on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description. They come in 100-foot lengths for around $8. Full disclosure, if you use one of the links, I'll receive a few pennies on the sale, all of which will go straight back into this channel. These floating lines do not follow the Western fly line scale. Instead, they are sold in pound strength and diameter. I have 3 different sizes here. The first of which is this green stuff, which is 15-pound test at 0.022 inch diameter. The second is this yellow at 20-pound test at 0.032 inch diameter. And the third option I have here is this orange at 30-pound test at 0.046 inch diameter. So other materials you're going to need: a little bit of fly line backing, a leader material. I'm going to use this Amnesia line. You can use monofloral, furled, whatever you prefer. And then lastly, you're going to need some tippet rings. So I'm going to demonstrate how I build one of these things using the Tiny 10. Let's get started. First, I'm going to attach the backing to the floating line using an overhand knot. Then I want to put an additional overhand knot in the top here, which helps when removing your line. All right, from here, I will attach the line to the Lilium. Then I will measure out a rod length of line and snip it off. Then I attach the leader material with the nail knot using the nail knot tool and cut this section off at about half a rod length. Keep in mind you can make this whole thing as long or short as you like. When I set these up for my kids, I usually scale everything down. Lastly, attach your tippet ring. All right, so there we go. All right, I hope you found this video helpful. I'm going to be exploring lots of different line setups for Tenkara rods and future Flyfisher-Tech episodes. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll see you next time.